Returning to the UK as a frustrated Duke, Harry regrets severing ties with the royal family. Welcome to the channel. This week's developments in the Meghan and Harry saga reveal that the Duke and Duchess of Hypocrisy are reportedly taking some time apart and facing financial issues. According to royal author Tom Bauer, their relationship has hit a brick wall. The couple is grappling with a crisis of identity, purpose, and finance, seemingly having exhausted their possibilities. Reports suggest that Harry is contemplating a return to the UK and has sought advice from his older brother, Prince William, following the collapse of their $20 million deal with Spotify. Their ventures with Netflix are also facing challenges due to the ongoing U.S. writers' strike. While Harry proposed the idea of reuniting with the royal family in London, Meghan was taken aback, and Prince William was unsure how to respond. King Charles is said to be considering the matter, but Tom predicts a slim chance of reconciliation. He believes that the damage caused by Harry's actions may be too great to repair. Meghan, who is not particularly close to William and Kate, might not be keen on the idea of returning to England, considering it only as a stepping stone in her mind. Since their departure from their royal positions in 2020, the couple has been vocal about their experiences within the firm, further fueling tensions. Tom argues that given the controversy surrounding Harry's documentary and book, back in the UK, he may find it challenging to make a permanent return. The Duke has reportedly lost many friendships, possibly feeling lonely and frustrated while regretting the severed relationships with his family. Harry's concerns about his niece Princess Charlotte and nephew Prince Louis becoming spares, like he felt growing up, have worried William and Catherine. Royal expert Angela Levin advises Catherine to keep Prince George away from his Uncle Harry, considering the challenges that lie ahead for the young prince. The world's paparazzi cameras are fixated on him, and every effort has been made to equip him with the emotional tools to handle the pressures. Ms. Levin remarked that unlike William and Harry's upbringing, Prince George doesn't have a dysfunctional family and is expected to fare better. Kate and William are there to support him, but it's essential to keep him away from Harry's negative influence. Tom agreed, stating that Catherine played a peacemaking role between the brothers at the late Duke of Edinburgh's funeral in 2021. However, after the release of Harry's book and documentary, any chances of reconciliation seem slim. It appears Kate has little interest in seeing Harry again, and for Prince George, Harry will remain marginalized in his memory. The truth is, Harry has been envious of his older brother since childhood, and this jealousy often led to bad behavior. His lack of focus on school resulted in no qualifications, making him ill-prepared for anything. While Harry faced hardships, William worked diligently to make his late mother proud and build a successful life. However, William and Catherine have created a warm, loving family that teaches their children self-discipline, leading them to behave beautifully during royal events and enjoy their freedom in the grounds of their homes. William's approach to gradually introducing his children to public life has been successful, and he is likely to guide all three kids to become independent and good citizens. While Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis will have the choice to pursue royal duties or not, they seem to be part of an incredibly close and happy family. On the other hand, Harry was allowed too much freedom and was overly indulged, which hindered his self-discipline and sense of responsibility. William and Catherine, who are very hands-on and involved parents, share common interests and a strong educational background. Their parenting style contrasts with that of Charles and Diana, whose significant age gap and intellectual mismatch affected their children's upbringing. Parenting has its challenges, and external factors like mental health, school, social media, and the media play a role in influencing children's development. The choices made in love and marriage also significantly impact siblings, as seen in Meghan's influence on Harry. The last time Harry was in court, he admitted to not taking his responsibilities seriously and choosing a careless lifestyle instead. In summary, Prince George's upbringing seems to be on a more positive path compared to Harry's, thanks to William and Catherine's attentive parenting and efforts to create a nurturing environment for their children. Could it be that Meghan and Harry are showing signs of social justice fatigue? It's a real term, you can Google it. After all their efforts to save the world, it appears they might be feeling exhausted. Remember how Meghan promised to hit the ground running in her engagement video? However, some seem disappointed that she hasn't been as active as expected, especially after their extravagant wedding. There were hopes she would engage in charitable activities, like helping the homeless or contributing to the Elephant Fund. Sadly, there are allegations that she didn't actually donate the promised $3 million to the Elephant Fund for her voiceover work. Critics have also questioned her use of lookalikes to deliver food to shut-ins during the pandemic. On the other hand, Meghan has been seen attending events dressed in expensive clothing, which some consider unsuitable for the occasion. Her actions and choices have come under scrutiny, and some believe she hasn't lived up to the image of a dedicated advocate for social justice. Regardless of the controversies, it is essential to remember that Meghan and Harry's intentions may have been noble, and they did try to make a positive impact. However, the public's perception of their actions has varied. In other news, there have been reports that Meghan and Harry attempted to hitch a ride back to the U.S. on Air Force One with President Biden and Dr. Jill Biden after the late Queen's funeral. However, it appears that this was not the case, as President Biden was not attending the post-funeral gathering. Nevertheless, their actions have sometimes been seen as strange and questionable. Some people speculate that the couple's relationship may be strained, and there are concerns about Harry's well-being after the years with Meghan. Regardless of the controversies surrounding them, let's hope that they both find happiness and peace in their future endeavors. I believe Harry initially wanted to continue his role as a working member of the royal family alongside his humanitarian-minded wife, Meghan. However, it seems that after they got married, Meghan had a different vision and found the responsibilities of being a working royal overwhelming. She convinced Harry that they could become a powerful couple and outshine his brother and sister-in-law, leading to tensions within the family. It's concerning to think about the mental toll this might have taken on Harry, and it's doubtful he can fully recover from the fallout. Following Meghan's blueprint has led them down a tumultuous path. The recent reports about them asking for a ride from President Biden make them appear desperate and entitled. Such behavior seems out of touch, especially considering they haven't achieved much in their new endeavors. Their sense of importance and desire to mingle with dignitaries like the Pope and Putin is perplexing. The reality is that they are private citizens now, and their actions have damaged their reputation. The public does not seem interested in subsidizing their lifestyle. Their belief that they are entitled to certain privileges is astounding. It appears that Meghan wanted the ride to bolster her political ambitions, but the White House declined. They seem to have a skewed perspective of their own importance and their place in society. The confidence they exude is not backed by substantial achievements or accomplishments. It's time for them to accept that they are no longer royals and adjust to their new status as private individuals. There has been a lot of speculation surrounding Meghan's divorce from Harry, and some views have been expressed about her intentions. It is suggested by some that Meghan's goal is to undermine the monarchy, seeking to obtain as much money as possible from Harry, and then finding a wealthy individual to fund her lavish lifestyle. Those considering involvement with Meghan are advised to protect their finances and assets, as she is seen as having no regard for others, including her own family. Regarding recent developments, there are opinions that the latest PR efforts are merely attempts to gain public approval and support. Some believe that these efforts lack substance and authenticity. The alleged nonprofit foundation associated with Meghan and Harry is called into question, with claims of it being a front for questionable operations, seemingly with little activity or impact. One of their supposed projects supports the role of fathers in raising children, with Meghan and Harry said to support the Equamundo Center for Masculinities and Social Justice. However, there are doubts about the true meaning behind the organization's buzzwords and the actual impact of their work. Recently, the foundation shared a report from the ECU Mundos titled The State of the World's Fathers Report of 2023, supposedly based on research supported by Meghan and Harry. The report indicates that men are increasingly involved in caregiving and wish to do more at home, but societal norms and lack of supportive policies and structures hinder their progress. In conclusion, various opinions and speculations have emerged following Meghan's divorce from Harry. Some views are skeptical of their efforts and intentions, questioning the true impact of their charitable endeavors and initiatives. The statement further acknowledges the report's recognition of care work as the foundation of society, emphasizing the importance of advancing gender equality and promoting media representation that normalizes men's caregiving roles. Equamundo expressed gratitude for Meghan and Harry's support, but the narrator remains skeptical about their intentions. They perceive this as yet another instance of Meghan and Harry jumping on the bandwagon, taking up causes related to fatherhood and men's issues. The narrator questions their sincerity, given their own strained relationships with their fathers, and doubts their true commitment to caregiving and giving back. The narrator views Meghan and Harry's actions as hypocritical, pointing out the discrepancies between their public stances and their personal lives. They refer to Meghan's estranged relationship with her father, suggesting that her claims of supporting fathers are contradictory. The narrator is critical of Meghan's book, The Bench, dismissing it as trivial and questioning whether this latest show of support is an attempt to revive its popularity. They express frustration with Meghan's narcissistic behavior and assert that she is a mentally disturbed individual, causing harm to herself and those around her. In summary, the narrator remains unconvinced by Meghan and Harry's actions, perceiving them as insincere and driven by self-interest rather than genuine concern for the causes they claim to support. They believe Meghan's behavior stems from a personality disorder and find her actions detrimental to society. Meghan Markle's behavior has been likened to that of a bull in a china shop, and some people feel it's time for someone to intervene. Her credibility and integrity are being called into question, and she seems to be facing backlash from numerous individuals. Critics perceive Meghan as damaged goods, believing she lacks depth and talent as an actress. The narrator uses disparaging remarks about her personal life, alluding to intimate matters in a disrespectful manner. A recent incident at a farmer's market is brought up, where Meghan was allegedly seen walking her dog in a no-dog zone. This caused anger among the locals, as only service dogs for those with disabilities are permitted there. The narrator criticizes Meghan's actions and implies that she disregards rules and laws as she pleases. The narrator further describes Meghan as antisocial, claiming she lacks boundaries and believes herself to be a rebellious feminist icon. They express disdain for Meghan's behavior, suggesting she intentionally creates chaos wherever she goes. The use of offensive language and insults continues throughout the text. In conclusion, the narration is highly critical and judgmental of Meghan Markle, using derogatory language and making unfounded accusations against her. It paints a negative and biased picture of Meghan and her actions. Prince Harry has faced a significant legal setback, as reported on the channel. Mr. Justice Vancourt, presiding in the High Court, rejected a substantial part of Harry's lawsuit against News Group newspapers. While the court allowed a trial to proceed concerning Harry's allegations of historic unlawful information gathering by The Sun, it threw out his claims of phone hacking. Additionally, the court deemed Harry's case about a supposed secret agreement between Buckingham Palace and Meghan as implausible and inherently unlikely. Earlier this year, Prince Harry made various claims about the royal family, which became a widely discussed topic. As part of his case, Harry presented a 31-page witness statement alleging that the late Queen had agreed to take legal action against Estranged until King Charles intervened. Furthermore, he stated that his brother, Prince William, received a substantial sum in a private settlement with Estranged, potentially involving a favorable deal in exchange for his silence. According to Harry, the amount received by William was donated to charity. In his statements, Prince Harry also accused the British media of brainwashing the public and weaponizing his mental health, leading to the hope for a public breakdown. This legal battle has certainly caught the attention of many, considering the high-profile nature of the parties involved and the serious allegations being made. Newspapers Limited, the publisher of the Daily Mail, and the Mirror Group newspapers reduced the original 800-page draft to 55 pages, and it appears that Prince Harry must be spending a considerable amount of time in front of his MacBook, given the ongoing legal battles. Today's ruling marks a significant milestone, as it's the first time a credible person has challenged some of Harry's accounts of events. For quite some time, the public has only heard Harry and Meghan's version of the truth through various mediums, such as TV interviews, print interviews, podcasts, and emotional moments on the screen. The royal family has largely remained silent in response to their claims, except for a historical statement that acknowledged differing recollections. However, this recent legal news challenges Harry and Meghan's narrative, providing a different perspective on their claims. It comes at a particularly challenging time for Harry as he faces various rough periods. Their Spotify deal got canceled, leaving them without an outlet for their audio content. Meghan's archetypes and Harry's questionable interview ideas have faced criticism, with articles portraying their attempts to build a media empire in a negative light. Moreover, Harry is currently involved in 6 court cases back in the UK, 3 of which are against UK media outlets over alleged hacking and unlawful activities. Amidst all this, Harry and Meghan's career seems to be facing difficulties, with some calling them grifters and questioning Meghan's talent. In summary, the legal developments and negative media coverage have made this a challenging time for Prince Harry, raising questions about the claims he and Meghan have made publicly. It is evident from the multiple legal battles that Prince Harry is involved in, some concerning information gathering and others related to the removal of government protection, that he strongly believes in his cause and is willing to fight relentlessly, despite the significant financial costs. While there is an admirable quality to his determination, one cannot help but wonder what the future holds for him. Harry appears fixated on seeking justice for the treatment of his late mother, his wife, and himself by certain parts of Fleet Street and the Crown. However, once all avenues for holding these forces accountable are exhausted, and if he doesn't have any more cases to bring forth, what will happen? Moreover, if streaming companies stop paying him substantial amounts to share his truth, will he ever find peace with this issue? Time will tell whether the outcome of the ongoing legal battles will be satisfactory for Harry. The judge is expected to rule on his case against the Mirror Group newspapers later this year, while the NGA case is scheduled for trial in January. Perhaps, instead of pursuing a continuous legal battle, Harry could consider taking inspiration from Kim Kardashian and study law himself. This would not only save him money on legal fees, but also open up the possibility of a new career path. In just 1,000 days, Harry and Meghan's once promising careers have taken a downward spiral. The Sussexes have reached a gloomy milestone as they struggle to maintain their fame without the royal proximity. Consider the enduring legacies of empires like the Roman and Persian empires, or the long-lasting Real Housewives kingdom led by Andy Cohen. However, after over 1,000 days of Harry and Meghan's commercial endeavors in the U.S., questions arise about whether their empire is already falling apart. Their journey began in September 2020 amidst a world grappling with the unprecedented pandemic. This time also saw the departure of Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip. Meghan and Harry's decision to leave London brought both admiration and scrutiny to Buckingham Palace. One crucial aspect that Harry and Meghan may not have fully grasped was the significance of money in their new chapter of financial independence. Stepping away from Harry's father's financial support meant they needed substantial funds to sustain their lifestyle. Moreover, their status shift from official representatives of the crown to uncertain roles and loss of official protection added to their financial burdens. To support their expensive security needs and maintain their lifestyle, they sought lucrative deals with influential companies. They hoped to capitalize on their worldwide fame and become valuable assets for brands. Their Netflix deal, announced on September 2, 2020, was one such endeavor. However, despite their early excitement as new hires in the commercial world, they have faced severe criticism from Hollywood elites. Additionally, the prospect of losing tens of millions of dollars looms over them. How did things take a downturn so rapidly? As Harry and Meghan navigate their commercial empire, they must confront the challenges of sustaining fame without the royal spotlight. The road ahead remains uncertain, and only time will tell if they can regain their former glory or if their empire will continue to crumble. Meghan and Harry appeared to be in an incredibly powerful position, commanding immense fame and representing a generational and cultural shift. Every brand and company aligned with progressive values sought to have them on board. Following their Netflix deal, Spotify also boasted about adding them to their podcasting roster, and later, Penguin Random House secured Harry for a book deal. In early 2021, everything seemed to be going well for them until they decided to sit down with Oprah Winfrey for a tell-all interview. However, what seemed like a strategic move turned out to be a major misstep. The interview, though highly anticipated, resulted in them divulging their story and sensational claims for free, leaving little new ground for their subsequent projects. Moreover, their subsequent appearances in various media outlets further perpetuated a drumbeat of negativity and complaints, which began to affect their brand image. By the time their paid content, such as the documentary Harry and Meghan and Harry's book Spare, was released, the public was already well informed about their revelations. Despite their initial successes, they faced criticism and scrutiny for rehashing familiar themes in their content. Nevertheless, their documentary became highly watched, and the book became the fastest-selling nonfiction book in history. However, looking at the current situation, it seems that Meghan and Harry's achievements might be a one-time phenomenon. Comparatively, they are akin to the 21st century equivalent of Stephen Bradbury without skates, implying that their successes might be challenging to replicate or sustain in the long run. Only 1058 days since their Netflix deal announcement, the future of their big dream remains uncertain. The pressing question on many people's minds is, what do Harry and Meghan have to offer if we strip away their royal titles and proximity to the throne? Without the allure of royalty, they are now faced with the challenge of standing on their own creatively and intellectually, and unfortunately, it seems they are struggling. Their career peak was in September 2020 when they enjoyed the heights of success. However, since then, their endeavors under the Archewell brand have faced serious setbacks. The streaming industry's financial struggles have limited their creative latitude, and their projects are not gaining the expected traction. There are rumors that they may have attempted to artificially inflate sales figures by purchasing a large number of copies of Meghan's book, Spare, to write off the expense as a charity deduction. This raises questions about their genuine philanthropic intentions. Moreover, claims suggest that many of the copies of the book were given away for free as part of promotions, which casts doubt on its actual bestseller status. The couple's actions have garnered criticism, with many questioning their sincerity and motives.